This is Curious Television, a professional online-based television committed to promoting truth, balanced and objective reportage without fear. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook channels. Curious Television, fearless pursuit of truth.
Christian youths and Nigerian youths, by extension, have been charged to activate their God-given talents with a view to be positive about life while being intentional in the pursuit of their dreams without depending on human or government for survival. The minister in charge, Evangelical Church Winning Hall, Hekwa, Fatetanke Ilorin, Reverend John Terry, and the Kwara State Commissioner for Livestock, Honorable Oloruntoyosi Thomas, gave the charge during the Business Sunday service of the church on Sunday with the theme Flourishing in Famine, where the youth were encouraged to start small and maintain good relationship with God. According to the minister in charge, Reverend Terry, the rationale behind the Business Sunday was to reorientate the youth about life and to address complaints and start campaigning their God-given gifts.
We intend to change their orientation about life, especially to be positive, declaring it, not only thinking it. We desire them to think whatever dream they have come to realization, with or without men, intentionality in pursuing their dreams. Enough of complaints. We are charging them to start campaigning their gifts, building capacity from within, then trusting God for better grants tomorrow. Now stop depending on humans for survival, then start depending on God and your capacity. No one, God didn't create anyone empty. We all carry value. We carry potentiality. Now, the ability to activate it is the problem. So if someone is making it, then such a person is activating already. Now, like I said on the pulpit, the difference between the successful person and the unsuccessful man is consistency. So what successful people do consistently, unsuccessful people do it occasionally. They take it for fun, and that's the difference in the results. So our youth must be reoriented and come to the reality of life that I can do it. And that is the basis for today's meeting. And we trust God that it will come to actualization in Jesus' name. And by implication, we want to reduce the burden upon the shoulder of the government, that they begin to see themselves as the government and not those we elected there, and building capacities that they become kingdom of their own in terms of business. If they activate what God has given them, they now become employers of labor. That little idea in them can indeed become a national gift for Nigeria. Dangote didn't get there overnight. It was a dream pursued and actualized.
The guest speaker, who is also the Commissioner for Livestock in Kwara State, Honorable Oloruntoyosi Thomas, who cited over-spirituality amongst youths as one of the major challenges hindering them from accessing divine direction from God, charged them to maintain good and constant relationship with God, warning them not to over-spiritualize relationship with God.
Having a relationship with God is everything. It's the starting point. It makes life easier. It makes our burden lighter. I'm sure you would agree with me, church, that one of the main reasons why a lot of Christians are struggling in the aspect of having relationship with God is because we have over-spiritualized it. I'm sure a lot of people are seated and thinking, I have a relationship with God. When was the last time you received directions from Him? Clear directions as to what to do.
Today I'm at Hekwa Church in Tanke, and they're having their Business Sunday, and it's really just to talk to business owners how they can flourish even during hardship, during extreme hardship, which we know as famine, Famine. So we looked at it from the Bible, and we looked at the story of Elijah, when he was going through famine, and I then brought out some messages, some things that Elijah did that businesses can do as well, that helped him to survive during famine. And I brought out 3 major things, which I then called 3 secrets, that people can actually begin to do and that it will help them to flourish. And the first thing that I said was that we need to know our God, and that's very important. That's where it starts from, because Elijah received specific instructions from God that actually helped him to flourish. So that's where it starts from. Then I talked to them about how we shouldn't over-spiritualize relationship with God, because a lot of people don't have that relationship because they don't even understand what it means. People still see it as prayer, as coming to church, but it's just having that close relationship with God, intimacy with Him. And then I gave examples of, different people that had good relationships with God in the Bible. To flourish during famine, it's not just a one-time thing, whereby God gives an instruction and then you're sorted for life. Things would come up, so you will need another instruction. Just like we even read about today, about the story of Elijah. God gave him the first instruction that he will be fed by birds, and to go to Kerith Raven, and that the brook would provide water. But after a while, the water dried up, so he needed another instruction.
She also wants the youth to engage in volunteering for opportunities in the society and imbibe the attitude of integrity in all they do.
Everybody wants to see that you've done this thing before. Even if it is 1 naira that you've made from it, they're not asking how big it is. They're not asking how much you've made from it. They just want to know that you've done it before and you've made something from it. But when we take what we have to God, God will bless it. So let's go back home today. I believe that next year, when we're having the business day, we're probably going to start with a Thanksgiving of people who obeyed God's instruction, who went home today. And we're going to be celebrating $1 million, naira, and even dollar businesses. Do we believe that God is going to do that for us? Are we going to yield to God?
Some of the youth in the service who said they have been impacted by the teachings speak on the challenges they face as youths and how they intend to overcome them going forward.
So, there are many people that have so many business ideas, but the inability to get financial help has discouraged so many youths. So that's one of the problems we are facing as youths in Nigeria nowadays. That in everything we do, we should always put God first. That even in our business, in every areas of our life, that we should also always put God first. That God is the only one that can help us throughout our daily activities. So she said that even with an inability to get financial help, that we should volunteer, like in the business areas, that we should volunteer and we should help. That in that area we might actually find help, that we might actually find people to help us, that we should volunteer and also pray to God and ask God to help us.
Based on her message, I think I've learned a lot of things. One of the things is that starting small, despite the challenges of the country, there is one particular thing that is in your possession which you can put into place and will work out for you.
It is very relevant. It is very relevant. Because the other time I asked a question about the challenges the youth are facing, and it's because I've seen many instances whereby many youths give up even before they are able to achieve what they wish to achieve. And all the advice she has given us, like knowing our God, ensuring that we have a good relationship with Him, this will help us to live above these challenges.
It is hoped that the youth who have been reorientated to succeed in life will begin to depend on God for divine direction while they explore their God-given talents to succeed in life.
This is Curious Television, a professional online-based television committed to promoting truth, balanced and objective reportage without fear. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook channels. Curious Television, fearless pursuit of truth.